My name is Jim Berry. I'm an Atlanta native. I'm the Vice President of Development for Las Catalinas Development, which is the project you see behind you. I am essentially the representative for the partnership that is based out of Atlanta, and the guy who's putting together all of our team down here and managing the development down here.
Jim, why don't you just describe a little bit about the scope of this development and some of the concepts behind it?
Okay, Las Catalinas is a lively seaside walkable town that's going to be surrounded by nature both at land and at sea. We have over 1,200 acres of land at Las Catalinas with elevations ranging from sea level all the way up to 680 feet. We have roughly 4.3 kilometers of ocean front, which includes beach and cliff front. Of the 1,200 acres that we have at Las Catalinas, we're only going to develop roughly 20% of that, which will leave around 1,000 acres of the property that we're reforesting, building hiking trails, mountain bike trails, horseback trails, trying to basically create an active reserve for visitors and guests.
What's the philosophy behind leaving most of the property undeveloped?
The Las Catalinas has been designed under the principles of new urbanism. One of the main concepts of new urbanism is designing not only buildings but areas at human scale rather than at the scale of car. So what we've done by designing at a higher density is we're able to leave a larger area essentially virgin, not touch the vegetative layer, which is one of the main environmental impacts when you do development. And when you concentrate development into a smaller area, it's easier to control things like stormwater runoff, filter those sorts of water. You're spending less money in terms of energy spent on pumping water, filling the tubes that actually conduct the water. So those are a lot of the environmental benefits of new urbanism, in addition to social benefits, as far as social and psychological benefits, as far as being able to see your neighbor, you're walking. Obviously, there's health benefits that come off of that. Rather than getting in your car and driving down the road, you are walking, and
it's a foreign concept to us in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, for sure. You definitely have it in places like Highlands and Midtown. Midtown is actually a great example of some of the benefits of new urbanism.
What about Costa Rica makes it a good place for this kind of project to take off?
One of the main principles of new urbanism is the notion of inclusivity rather than exclusivity. Las Catalinas won't be a gated community. It will look, feel, function, and act like a town. So a town, you have stores, you have restaurants, you have retail, mix of uses, residential, hotel. One of the main benefits that notion of having a town ties to Costa Rica is Costa Rica is one of the few countries in Central America and the Caribbean where it's very safe. You can get out and walk around. It's safe to drive. You feel safe as a tourist. You feel safe as a property owner here. So we felt that was one of the big things that was missing down here with planned projects, is that the sense of place that we'll be able to create by building a town.
And how far along are you in the project, and what are your plans in the near future?
We are about to break ground on the first phase in November. First phase will consist of 7 custom homes and a restaurant called Lola's. Lola's is an existing restaurant just south of actually Hacienda Pinilla. It's a very successful restaurant, excellent operators. They're going to be opening up Lola's Norte, or Lola's North, at the project. We're really excited about it. They have great food, and they're going to basically be our first step into having a retail presence at Las Catalinas. So we're really excited about it.
And it seems, obviously we're surrounded by a beautiful landscape here. It seems that you might have experienced some challenges in some of the engineering plans at the outset, as far as getting power and water to your development. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Certainly. The topography here presents a lot of challenges. it also presents a lot of advantages from an engineering standpoint. Engineering is based a lot on elevations. Having elevation change makes it a little bit easier in some circumstances to engineer things. One of the magic ingredients, I think, or key ingredients to Las Catalinas is our effective use of the slope. We've dedicated a lot of time to studying Mediterranean hill towns, and that's one of the concepts that we would like to mimic here. What the slope allows you to do from a development standpoint is, if you can imagine the slope, as you build up the slope, it allows you to not only build for privacy of the home, but also gives you an opportunity to see the magnificent view that we have. So.
Tell us about your history in Costa Rica and how you got involved with this project.
I was working for a developer in Atlanta, had been working for a developer since I got out of Georgia Tech. The company I was working for at the time asked me to move to Charleston to open up a new office. And at that point in time, I was single, no family, and I figured I could move to Charleston when I was 16, had 6 kids in tow, but I couldn't move to a foreign country when I was 16, had 6 kids in tow, and it was something that I'd always wanted to do. I had been to Costa Rica when I graduated from college. Before I started my job, I came down here for a couple weeks and fell in love with it and felt like there was going to be a lot of opportunity down here one day. So instead of making the leap to Charleston, I made the leap to Costa Rica.